Bobby Chiu. I do concept art. I'm a concept artist for film, mostly film, some television once in a while. But I have my own studio. It's called Imaginism Studios in Toronto, Canada. So big hurrah for Canada. And I worked in movies, a bunch of movies for the past 6 years. First one came out March, I guess. It was Alice in Wonderland. Designed the characters for that movie for Tim Burton. Whole bunch of other movies I can't really say right now. But what am I going to be talking about? I'm going to be talking about live action creature design for film and how to be a concept artist. How did I do it? What would I do differently? How do you go about doing it? And nowadays, because it can be tough. There's only a few concept artists jobs available out there. So what are the special things that I found to be very helpful for me in my career, and hopefully it'll be helpful for you, the audience, and it's going to be a great time. What I would do back then, if I had a chance to go back in time, are the same things I'm doing right now. Okay, so the main thing, I'll give you two things, and really that's all you kind of need. Two things. Okay, so one is dream big. I dream about goals that I never would have dared to dream about before because I never thought that they were possible. And if I was to go back in time, I would dream about those big goals right away. Because it doesn't matter if you reach those big goals, if you are aiming for those big goals, and even if you don't get them, you probably went pretty darn high anyways. So that's one. That's something that is so simple but can stop a lot of people from really excelling in their careers. The other is visualizing, and that I would have to put a big exclamation mark, big underline with a highlight over. Visualizing is extremely important, not just being a conceptual artist, but just being a person that works for a living. Okay, so what I mean by this is that when we learn anything about art, okay, so let's talk about the different aspects of art. We have different ways of thinking, right? So we look at something and we might judge the angle of it. So we judge the angle and we look at our paper, we try to visualize that angle before we draw it down. That's one way of thinking, right? We learn about anatomy. We learn about the muscles under the skin of a human so that we can better understand the human and how to draw them. So we're visualizing that way as well. When you visualize things before you draw them, a lot of the work is already done. And you can pick up on a lot of the things that might be errors, might pull you astray and start making your drawings bad. You can start to visualize that before you commit to it so that you can see that that's the wrong way to go. And I need to go this way or that way. I practice visualizing a lot. Sometimes to points of like I can't even control it anymore. Like a lot of times, you see, I don't like to drive in traffic because when I start to slow down, I start to visualize, how would I paint this scene? How would I paint all these cars? What would be my first step, second step, third step, fourth step? And that's the same thing I do when I'm painting. And then all of a sudden, I don't really realize that I'm driving anymore. So that's always been a problem. But visualizing is extremely important. Also, in the aspect of talking and communicating to others. If you're a person like me, very independent, negotiates their own contracts, talks to directors and stuff like that, producers, you have to visualize. I try to visualize, how am I appearing to others? Do I feel like I'm talking like an idiot? Does it appear like they understand what I'm saying? It's very important to kind of picture yourself like I'm looking into the camera, and what I'm doing is I'm picturing, how do I look on that camera? Obviously I can't see, but I have an idea in my head. And if I can make that picture something that's understandable and believable, then you're off to a great start and you're off to a great career. A lot of people, you know, they might come in, so, you know, I kind of want to be a concept artist. I'm not really sure if, you know, if I'm the right person for you. Obviously, that's going to be horrible, and you're not going to get the job, even if you can paint like Michelangelo. You know, it doesn't matter. So those are the two things that you know, I would stress to practice and to be very aware of. Art is a fantastic, very interesting thing. When nobody wants you, then nobody even wants to look at you. When a couple of the big people want you, then everybody wants you. You know, so it's not, honestly, it's not hard once you get going. It's like, I tell a lot of my students, it's like when you're starting off and you guys are all artists and you know, you want to be professional artists and you want to do great things, there's a lot of you like that, and you're all kind of swimming upstream, you know, like a trout trying to get over that little waterfall. And you see it in those National Geographic films, all these fish trying to go over, and so many times they don't make it. They don't make it, and all this water's in their face, and you know, lots of trouble, and you know, lots of energy being spent, and not a lot of result. That's how it is in the beginning. But once you make that one jump, right over, the other side's beautiful. The other side's calm. Everything's great. Lots of food for everybody. That's kind of like how I equate, you know, the career. Is you got to just keep going. You got to keep jumping. You got to keep, you know, trying. Even if you fail 100,000 times, once you make it over, it's beautiful on the other side. So, you know, if you ever come over and you join me, you'll know what I'm talking about. Everybody, they'll call you, and it's very easy to stay on top. The future is very bright, and you know, a lot of incredible things are happening. You know, Avatar was huge. You know, I didn't work on Avatar, but you can definitely tell that that's going to change the game. There's going to be a lot of other people that are going to want to make movies like Avatar, and obviously Avatar needs concept artists. You know, those kind of movies need concept artists, right? So the future looks very bright, very, very bright.